swear, y'all really have become a South Park meme.
With that, I'll kick it over to Chris Wright.
Thank you, Doug, and what a huge thank you to the President today. This is a tremendous achievement for the people of Alaska.
All right, so during this little back and forth, they get into questions, and one of the questions specifically is in regards to the government shutdown. Now, they ask, is it going to trigger some layoffs? Now, you already know how he feels about that. It's going to target Democrats mainly. Why? Because he wants to add on mounting pressure on the politicians for them to now cave and then reopen the government and then give him basically what it is that he wants. But if you reopen the government, then we'll be open to negotiating with you.
What?
That's not how negotiation works. And for someone that wrote The Art of the Deal, no deal maker would ever tell you, sign on the dotted line, and then I'll tell you what you're signing for. No one would ever agree to that.
Will the government shut down, Mr. President, if the vote today fails in the Senate? Will that trigger layoffs?
It could. At some point it will. And, you know, the Democrats are the ones that started this. And if you think about it, it's about health care to a large extent. It's about we want great health care for people. We don't want to give the money away to other people that come pouring into our country. And they've already poured because nobody's coming into our country. Now we have the border totally stopped. In fact, numbers we just announced again, we're at another 0. So we have 0 for 4 months in a row. 0 people coming into our country illegally. That's a pretty good number. I'm not sure even I can believe that, Doug, if you want to know the truth. 0. We went from millions of people to 0, but it's pretty close to that number. And the way you stop them is not to give away, not to announce that you're giving everybody free health care, free this or that. But what that does is it affects the American people because the American people are unable to get good health care. Obamacare has been a wreck, as you know, and to do that, we have to keep it propped up and do the best you can with it. It's a mess. But a lot of things are going on in that. You know, we talk about Hamas, then we talk about negotiations that we have going on right now. We have a negotiation going on right now with the Democrats that could lead to very good things.
What kind of
and I'm talking about good things with regard to health care.
Are you speaking with Democratic leaders? What kind of negotiations?
Well, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. But we are speaking with the Democrats, and some very good things could happen with respect to health care.
Okay, hold on, because you heard exactly what it is that he just said. Part of good leadership is being able to take the wheel and right the ship in whatever state it's in. So regardless of how you got the position, you put the right people in place, and then you analyze the situation that you've been given, and then you maneuver accordingly. If you have adversaries within the government, you now have to use your negotiating skills to make a deal with them. You don't just get to negotiate with people that only agree with you and say, yes, that's not negotiation. Negotiation is a lot of pushing and a lot of pulling. It's some give and take. It's some back and forth. You give a little, you get a little back until you come to one big old consensus. So you get what it is that you want, and they leave happy, you leave happy. This right here, I'm sorry, I'm not really seeing the great deal maker. All right, so they follow that interaction up with another question, which is, if you really do think that these mayors are holding you up in terms of you going into these cities, would you therefore use the Insurrection Act? Now, that's problematic. That right there is problematic because he doesn't shut it down. In fact, he says, yes, he would be willing to if it was necessary. The Insurrection Act is supposed to be for emergencies, to where a state is so out of control that the president then has to step in because crime is running rampant. This leisure casual attitude of familiarity with the National Guard and other militias walking around street to street is not normal. You don't just want the president using this power on a whim.
What?
The Insurrection Act, under what conditions or terms would you?
Well, I'd do it if it was necessary. So far it hasn't been necessary, but we have an Insurrection Act for a reason. If I had to enact it, I'd do that. If people were being killed and courts were holding us up, or governors or mayors were holding us up, sure, I'd do that. I mean, I want to make sure that people aren't killed. We have to make sure that our cities are safe. And it's turning out, and we started with D.C., it's been so successful. Think of it. People wouldn't go to restaurants. The restaurants were closing. We were losing a lot of restaurants, as you all know. And now restaurants are opening and they're thriving. And I went 2 weeks ago and it was great. I'm going to go again. I felt very safe, very safe. Forgetting about guards and Secret Service, and I would have gone, it would have been very safe. D.C. is a great, and look at the cleanliness of D.C. Look at how it's clean. You don't have tents all over the place. We had parks where you couldn't even walk through the park. You had people from tents And they were violent people. Some of these people were violent people. We have a great, safe capital again. And if you look at it in 6 months from now, it'll be the most beautiful anywhere in the world. It's being cleaned. The graffiti's all gone now. The tents are all gone. We have a capital that you can be proud of, but it'll only get better with time.
All right, so he fields a few more questions, some about minerals, some about the ceasefire, but there's one particular question that I don't really understand how you can explain this one away. Ghislaine Maxwell, whatever Maxwell, he's asked again the same question about the potential pardoning of Ghislaine Maxwell. And rather than just say a blatant no, he just beats around the bush and says, well, I got to look into it.
Yeah, please.
The president's term today, Mr. President.
Say it.
The Supreme Court is back and
Yeah.
they rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction. That means her only chance of getting out of prison is a pardon from you. Is that something you're...
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
You know, I haven't heard the name in so long. I can say this, that I'd have to take a look at it. I would have to take a look. Did they reject that?
She wanted to appeal her conviction.
And what happened?
They said that they were not going to hear her appeal.
I see. Well, I'll take a look at it. I will speak to the DOJ. I wouldn't consider it or not consider it. I don't know anything about it. So, but I will speak to the DOJ.
Why would she be a candidate for clemency, sir?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people who have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
But she was convicted of child sex trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to take a look at it. I'd have to ask DOJ. I didn't know they rejected it. I didn't know she was even asking for it, frankly.
I think the reporter's name is Caitlin Collins. Did you hear the follow-up question that she asked? Rather than just talking about the Supreme Court rejecting her appeal, she followed that up with another question and then followed that up with a statement that really actually got him. So she mentions the Supreme Court rejecting the appeal. She explained that to him. He understood that because he did ask, hey, what is it that happened? What was she asking for? Then she says the only way that she can actually get out is by you issuing a pardon. Is that something that you'd be open to? And let me just make sure that you understand what it is that you're answering, because in case you forgot, the person that you'd be potentially open to issuing a pardon to is a known sex trafficker. Jeffrey Epstein's right-hand girl. I understand you don't like hearing that name anymore. This is the person asking for a pardon. And the only way that she could even talk about getting out is if you issue that pardon. And he says, I don't know. It's something I'd have to discuss with the DOJ.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
My question is, what the hell is there to discuss? On what basis, on what planet would there be anything worth discussing that would even hint at her getting a pardon? Because at this point now, it really does make it look like you guys are basically just pedo protectors.
I wonder.
Whatever your thoughts are, leave them in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, and I will see you again on the next one. Be easy, y'all.